All right, lots of people are saying hi. Welcome to today's webinar. It's officially 1:30, so we'll go ahead and get started because we have a lot to get in today. So for today's PD coordinators webinar, we're going to be doing a little bit different today. So we're going to have some brief updates from the DEPDC and the TCAL research team, as well as some updates on training, new trainings, conferences, and statewide events, and some testing updates. But everything's going to be really brief because we're going to focus on the change to the new PD portal. And we are going to have a long form version of this PowerPoint sent out to you guys. Kristen Mosher will be sending that out after this call. And then we're going to post it on the PD coordinators community of practice on the PD portal. So you should be able to access all of the normal announcements that we typically do, like the monthly webinars and all of that in the longer version. But today we're trying to just expedite the process and make sure you guys get all the information you need for the upcoming change since it's a kind of a big deal. But first we're going to hear from Rena about the DEPDC. Maybe.
Hello, everybody. We're so excited to share. Can you go to the next slide, please?
Oh yeah.
So we are doing a Mastering the Modes, and this is a six-part series on distance learning models. So there's going to be six different webinars coming up. The first one's going to be an overview of all the different types of models we use in Texas AEL. And then we're going to break them down. So we're going to have one each individual for remote, hybrid, flex, and blended learning. And then the last one is going to be a webinar kind of helping you choose the right mode or distance learning mode for your program or for your classroom. So this is very exciting. It's going to be very fun, and it's kind of all coming up in the same week. And then next slide, please. We have Techtober. So this is super exciting. Um, Pretty much you're going to get a whole month of us, pretty much full of us here at the DEPDC. So we are going to be doing, they're going to be called lunchtime bites. So they're 30-minute interactive sessions almost every single day of the week. We are going to also have four webinars, which are um, four webinars kind of more in depth. We have some on AI, we have accessibility basics and stuff like that, and North Star coming. We are also having two different tech and tells for the month. We're going to share different daily tech tips and tools every single day, and there's going to be a digital bingo and a chance to win some prizes. Please go ahead. We have a bit.ly that we're going to share in the chat, or you can scan this on your phone with a QR code. It is a link to our book creator, and in our book creator is going to go in depth to every single what day we're doing what for different tech tools, the webinars, and links, and you're able to also find these in the PD portal. So we look forward to hearing and seeing all of you guys at the different webinars. And that is it from us at the DEPDC. Is there any questions? Well, I'll be sticking around for the whole meeting. If anybody has anything, please feel free to reach out. And I'm going to make sure that the Techtober bit.ly is also in the chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Rena. All right, next we're going to be hearing from Jessica B on updates from the research and evaluation team.
Hi everyone. We have talked about this over the past couple weeks, but there is a survey coming out. So if we can go to the next slide. There's a survey coming out from the PPRI team here at A&M. So you should have received an email. This is going out to past and present AEL staff and students. That email launches this week, so if you haven't got it yet, you probably will get it soon. It's going to go out via email first, and then text will come later. Um, It'll come from this email address that was just linked in the chat, and then also here on the slide. And please make sure to participate and encourage your staff and former AEL staff members as well to fill out this survey. Thank you.
Thanks, Jessica. All right, then the next we're hearing from Beth, I believe.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. Go ahead. Just wanted to let you know we finally have dates locked down for the AEL Institute, formerly the Fall Institute, that's going to be happening in February. We're actually tacking on with Taylor. So the first half of the week will be the AEL Institute, the 9th through the 11th, and then Taylor will be the 12th through the 14th. And we are going to go ahead and have a post-institute pre-Taylor session specifically for PD coordinators. It'll be Wednesday, February 11th, which is also my birthday, by the way, from 1 to 4. And it will be streamed. So it's a hybrid event, so you can attend in person or online. And the whole AEL Institute will also be streamed. Taylor will not be. But so if you're going to go to the Taylor conference, come a little bit early and come to our PD coordinator session. Thanks.
Thanks, Beth. Any questions on that? I'm going to assume not and go straight to tests. Test announcements from Dr. Ola.
Hi, everybody. Thank you, Megan. So what I wanted to share is a little bit about our test training of trainers. These events are held once in the fall and once in the spring. And if you need somebody trained, we recommend that you do it now, because if we don't get 5 participants, we're not going to hold that session. So right now in the fall, if you have anybody that needs to be trained to be a test trainer, you may want to send them. Next slide. So there's been a change in the nomination process. So new test training registration process is there is now an option for TCAL to reimburse the individual attending the test training for travel. So directors are going to nominate the test trainers. So it's no longer PD coordinators register. It is directors nominate, and then directors can nominate several candidates on one nomination or commitment form. And then the nomination link will be sent in the event announcement email via listserv. So directors are going to get the announcement in the listserv. So make sure that you let your directors know that if y'all need any test trainers, that they should be keeping an eye out on the listserv for these announcements with the link for them to complete the nomination form. So once they're nominated, the nominee is going to receive their link to complete a nominee commitment form. So reimbursement details are available on the nomination form. So the director will get with the nominee. Next slide. Then the test training of trainer for fall schedule. So this is what's coming up. So these are not open until the director gets the listserv announcement. So next week we are having the TAPE 1314. So if you've got anybody that needs to come to that, please get your director to nominate and that individual. September, in a couple of weeks, we have work keys coming up. That already went out. We will be sending out the TAPE Class E announcement soon. We also have CASAS, and in November and in December, we'll have Best Literacy 2.0. So again, program directors will nominate the trainers via an electric form, and they'll get that link in the listserv. So location information will be provided to the nominee once the nominee commitment form has been completed. So if you have any questions, next slide, reach out to myself, olga.escamilla@tamu.edu, or Paula Bauer at pkbauer@tamu.edu. Thank you.
There are
And there was a question in the chat. Is this the director in a consortium or each individual program director that receives the nomination form?
The director's listserv. So if the individual is on the director's listserv, then they will get this announcement with the link. So if your consortium programs do not get the listserv announcement, then whoever gets that listserv announcement for the director of your consortium needs to forward that to them, if that's how your program runs. I hope that helps.
Awesome, thank you. We just got another question in. Jan Bartlett asked, do you know where the trainings will be held?
I do. And Jan, those locations go out to individuals. The cities go out to individuals, but the exact locations do not. So they vary based on the training. So if you have a specific one that you want to know about, let me know, and we can email me and we can let you know.
Awesome. Any other questions? We got a thanks. All right, then let's plug on. So we're going to move on to hearing from the PD Portal team about the changes that are coming. And there's going to be oh, sorry, this is Krista. Krista, go ahead.
You're fine. You're going on. I just wanted this slide in that for everybody in AEL that wants to, we are having another general PD Portal transition webinar on September 23rd, and the registration is open at the PD Portal. So.
All right. So then, thanks for joining us today. We're gonna have the next PD Coordinator webinar on October 9th. And we're gonna move to Beth running the show to tell us more about the PD Portal transition that's happening.
All right, thank you. I appreciate that, Megan. I'm going to start sharing. Just a moment, please. All right, thanks everyone. This is Beth Ponder here. I'm going to be presenting for the PD Portal team, which includes Dr. Glenda, George, Yoli, G, Katie, and Tatiana. And I will take the reins, but any of them are here and available to help us with any questions that come up that I can't answer. Some of the slides that you're going to see are repeats from the previous informational webinar, but then there's a lot of information that's going to be specific to you as PD coordinators. So let's keep going here. So what we're going to talk some more about the transition to the new platform. We are going to do a short demo, and we built out a little course just specific for you PD coordinators. Share some additional information and answer as many questions as we can. So again, Glenda shared this when she was presenting the other webinar, but some of the things that might come up as we're talking about the PD portal, CSOD or Cornerstone On Demand is the current LMS that we're using. InStructure is the company that owns Canvas, which is the platform that we're moving to. We might refer to catalog or listings, and we'll go do a demo there so you'll know what that means. And Text PD Portal. So the move is happening. Whew! We are going to move to Canvas as of October 1st. And the current PD portal, the one you're used to and love so dearly, will be shut down on September 30th. So it will be gone. So what does that mean for you? Registered courses must be completed by midnight on September 30th. They will go away after that point. Courses not complete at that point will not count for PD. And that course may or may not be available in the new PD portal, at least initially. We encourage everyone to complete as much PD as possible in September. You can go ahead and register for new courses through the 21st. After that, registration for anything that's in the current PD portal will not be available. That gives you time to complete the course. Continue to register for live events as usual in the current PD portal. Somebody want to let Lori in? She's in the waiting room. And we will move registrations for live events to the new PD portal on the back end. So if you've registered for something in the current PD portal that's a live event, be a virtual event or a face-to-face event, if you've already registered, don't worry about it. We will make sure that you are registered on the back end. Okay, some things for you all to keep and consider. And this is a little different than what we shared in the last informational webinar on this change. One thing we're going to do is we had told you that you needed to pull your own first quarter transcripts out of the current PD portal. We're just going to do it for you. It got a little complicated with the way the reports were working. So your PD specialist is going to pull your first quarter transcript report for you from the old PD portal, and they will send it to you. Okay. If you have not already done so, please review your active user report and get it back to us as soon as you can. And that's going to Katie. So this last bullet, one of the things that's a little different this year is normally we put every single asynchronous course in the PD portal in Teams. We didn't do that this year because not everything that's in the current PD portal is going to go into the new PD portal. So rather than put in a bunch of activities that aren't going to transfer, we didn't put everything in. So if you are looking for a training in Teams and you can't find it, go ahead and complete that conference session for Teams spreadsheet. That's in our current PD coordinators community of practice. I've also put it in our new one. So I'll show you that here in a minute when we do our demo. Okay, so new PD portal accounts. This is how this is going to work. We are going to be adding all of you right away. We're going to go ahead. You're going to be our early adopters. So we're going to be adding you into the new PD portal in a PD coordinator role. After we get your user audits back and we get you all established in the PD portal, we will be adding your existing staff on the back end. They will receive an email from Instructure, which I mentioned earlier is the company that owns Canvas, but it will have Canvas in the email. And there's a second step that they have to do to complete their registration. And I'll show you in just a moment what that email looks like. So this is just an important note. If you already have a Canvas account, this is going to be separate. Okay, so the instances of Canvas don't talk to each other. So if your agency is using Canvas, you're still going to have a new instance for our PD portal. So this is what the email will look like when we register you and your staff for new PD portal accounts. You'll see it comes from structure.com finish registration Canvas. Okay, so look at that. Warn your staff that there's going to get an email that looks like this because they have to do this step in order for it to be complete. So you'll see it says click here to finish the registration process. So you'll get that. All of your staff will get that. Now, once you are established in the PD portal, then we're going to put you in a different role, a PD coordinator role. You're actually going to be the admin for the sub account that is associated with your agency. So you will get another email that says you've been given account role for the name of the grantee, and your role type is PD coordinator. So you're going to have a little bit different view than what just a regular user will have. And we're going to ship it over to Katie here after a little bit, and she's going to show you what you're going to be able to see. Now, let me step back to that one. Before I move on, I want to kind of preemptively say, and I know that you all have questions about reports. I went back and looked at some of the questions from the previous informational webinar. We will not be talking about reports today. Reports are not ready. Know that I know what you need, and the current reports that are in the system are not satisfactory. So don't get freaked out when you get in and you can't see the data that you need to see for reports. We are working on it. Very hard, working on it to get the kinds of reports that you need. Becky, when will staff get the email? Well, we don't have everybody's user audits back yet. So we're going to get you established here in the next 3 or 4 days. And then once we have all the user audits done, we're going to start adding staff. And Becky, I think what we can do, Krista, don't you think we can send an email when we start to the list, the PD coordinators list, when we start adding users?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we'll make sure that we get an email out to the PD coordinators listserv to let you know that we started adding staff, okay? All right, so now we're going to go do a little demo, and this is what the interface will look like. The web address is www.textpdportal.com. You're not going to be able to see anything from there at this point, but once we get you all established, this is what the interface is going to look like. And I'm going to stop sharing and close out PowerPoint for just a minute. And I'm going to do a new share. All right. Can somebody confirm that you can see the PD portal site?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Okay, so this is what the interface will look like. When you first come here, it's going to say listings. And that was a word that I mentioned earlier that you might hear me say. So listings, this is where you're going to browse what's available to you. So what you and your staff are going to see are anything that's in the portal that's open to everyone, as well as anything that's specific to your program. Okay. And so this is what it'll look like. You can see that we have these little thumbnails. So this one's an informational webinar. PD Coordinator Home. We're going to jump over there in just a few minutes. Tech and Tell, informational webinar, live events. And on these little cards, that's what they call these, is cards. You'll also see if it's self-paced, that would be an asynchronous course. If it's got a date, that's the date for that particular event. And I want to show you filters. So if you see right up here in the right-hand corner are filters. So this is a way that you can filter your search for what's available to you. And if you click on filters, the very first choice there is categories, and bingo, there are your categories: assessment, lit, other, PAL, and teams. So you can pick one of those, apply it, and it will filter through to the things that are that particular category. So if you've got someone who needs a PAL course, there will be a way for you to filter to get that information. Excuse me. Now, once you're here and you're logged in, and you click on your name up here in the corner, you won't have admin. Well, I don't think. I'll have to ask Katie if you will have admin or not. But you'll have your student dashboard, purchases and enrollment. So those are things you're enrolled in, my courses, and then a way to log out. Now it says purchases here because this particular storefront is used for both courses that are free and courses that are for cost, depending on your agency. But we don't have any costs, but we can't change that. So that's got to stay where it is. So if you click on your student dashboard, come over here and it will show you where you're in progress, what you have completed, and what you have not completed. So these are your courses. I thought I had one. Let me go to completed. And when you go to your completed section, bingo, there's your certificate. And it's going slowly. I was trying to show you what the certificate looked like. Well, we're not going to wait around on that. Okay, let me go back. Now I've lost my tab. Hang on. Well, that's interesting. Okay. Are you back to the student dashboard? Can somebody confirm?
Can confirm.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. So here is a really, really, really important tip. How do I get back to that listing? Well, right up here where it says Text AEL PD Portal, that's basically your home button. And we are talking about if we can change that wording a little bit so it's more obvious that that's what you have to do. But this is important for you to know so you can help your staff How do I get back to that listing? Click right there. It'll take you back to the listings. Okay. So at this point, what I want to do is take you to a little section that we have built out specifically for you as PD coordinators. Now, currently in the current PD portal, we have the PD portal coordinators community of practice. And in there, that's where we have resources, that's where we have rules and policy, where we share the recordings, all kinds of resources. So the way Canvas, which is the LMS that we're switching to, works is more course-based. So we can have discussion boards, but they don't function the way the current community of practice does. So we built out a little space for you guys. And what we'll do once we get you all established in Canvas, we'll assign it to you. So everybody will have access to it. This is a place that you'll go back to where you can find all of the same information that we've been sharing in the community of practice. So I'm going to click on and we made your own little thumbnail here. So PD Coordinator Home, that's your special place. And I'm going to go over here, and this is what it's going to look like. So this kind of looks like all of the courses. We have a template that we've created. So all the courses will have kind of a similar look and feel. So this is what Canvas will look like. You won't have all this stuff over here on the left-hand side. I've got that because I'm an administrator. I think if I view a student, let me see if that works. Yeah, that will look more like what you will see when you come in here. And you'll notice we have these little, looks kind of like a cookie crumbles up here, the string. These will take you to different pages. So we haven't built the whole thing out, but we wanted a starting place for you all to kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like. So first tab here is PD Coordinators Webinars. So if you click on that, this is what it's going to look like. And you got to launch the monthly webinar. Click the next button. So you're going to be able to launch this particular webinar from within this course. So if we click next, and this next and previous, you're going to see this in all of the courses. So again, they're going to have a similar feel. So next month, when it's time for this webinar, you're going to click next there, and you're going to come here, and we've got Zoom integrated into the LMS. So you're just going to click on this join button right here and join the webinar. And also within each of these different sections is a discussion board. So let me click on the discussion for this section. And so each section has its own board. The boards are pretty flat, so we can't like have a bunch of folders within the discussion board. So each section will have its own board. And you'll get notifications once you all are established in the course, you'll get notifications when someone posts onto one of the boards. And so Jorge's posted a hello, and I replied to that earlier today. And I went ahead and added that spreadsheet for adding sessions into Teams. We mentioned that just a few minutes ago, that we needed to have that particular document. If you need something, you can't find something in Teams and you need us to add it, well, it's right there for you. You can fill it out and send it to your PD specialist. Within this, anytime you want to go back to that main page, you can hit home and it'll take you back to that main page. So the rules and guidance page, so far I've just added a few things. Again, I just wanted you all to get a kind of a flavor for what this was going to look like. So for now, I've gone ahead and placed the performance guide and the testing guide here in the rules, regulations, and guidance section. And then I think for the staff qualification section for now, I have included the actual rule document right there. And again, there's a discussion here. So if you have a question about staff qualifications, you can post here on that board. So that just kind of gives you a little bit of a flavor of what your section is going to look like. Again, this is actually a course. So we built out this course for you, and we'll be adding to it as we identify things that we need. So this section here, now that we're in an actual course, we're actually in Canvas. So what we were in earlier is the interface to Canvas, and which has the listing that's where you're going to enroll. That's where your staff are going to enroll in courses. But the actual platform, this is what it looks like, and it's Canvas. So I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to pass it over to Katie on the PD Portal team, and Katie's going to demonstrate for you kind of what are you as a PD coordinator going to be able to see within Canvas when you're looking at for your staff. Again, we're not going in reports. We know that we've got some work to do there. So Katie, I'm going to pass it over to you.
Okay, hello. Can you confirm that you can see my screen? Anyone? Oh,
Yes.
okay. All right, so I'm going to start on our listings page as well. I just want to show you how to get from one to the other. So if you start on that listings page, you can go to the Canvas interface by going to My Courses. And when you click that, it will open to this screen. And the one big difference that you as PD coordinators will have that I want to highlight is you're going to have this tab on your navigation bar called Admin. So when you click Admin, you'll be able to see your program listed right there. So for this example, I'm using Abilene ISD. So when I click that, I'm able to see the people who are associated with my program or sub-account as a term we will be using. So I can see the people. Once we have data, we can run some attendance reports. As we've already mentioned, our reports are not where we want them to be, so we'll be giving y'all more information when we get those set to how we want. These two items you don't need to really worry about, but you can change some settings. You can see who's admins for your account. You can see what announcements have been posted. There's none yet, so you won't be able to see any there. But another thing I want to highlight is the rest of these tabs. The dashboard will take you back to that listings page as well. You can see the list of courses that you're in here. As you can see, I have PD coordinators because our lovely Penny Portal is a PD coordinator for Abilene currently. And then the other thing I want to highlight is the calendar. So right now, I have other calendars set for Abilene ISD and then Train PD. So any events that we host from Train PD will be on this calendar. But for our demo, I have a last day to register event that will show up on your event calendar. And then I have a demo event for Abilene ISD, location Abilene. So once you get your account, you'll be able to see all this. And as we keep going, fear not, we'll have more information for you. We'll have lots of help for you. But right now it's pretty limited because there's not a lot of data. And we're just starting out. But this is what you'll see.
Hey, Katie, while you're there, would you go ahead and click on the help button too?
Yes, ma'am.
There's some really good, very thorough help under that help button in Canvas. So I just think I wanted to highlight that my next slide is going to be about getting help. But just wanted to highlight that while she was sharing it because it's very robust. So there's a lot within Canvas itself to support you and it's really once you get in, it's pretty intuitive. The previous and next within the individual courses is going to have a very familiar feel. Okay, thank you, Katie.
Oh, sorry. One more thing. If you needed to message somebody in your program, you'd be able to do that as well from your inbox, which is great. If you don't want to start an email, you can just do it right here if it's about a course, which is great. But yeah, that's it for me. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Katie. I appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to go back to our PowerPoint. We just have a couple more slides, and then we will open it up for questions. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Okay, so we were just mentioning help. So there is good help within Canvas itself. PD Portal email will not change. We will keep the PD Portal email account. There are several of us that have access to it and keep an eye on it all the time. So you can always email PD Portal. We will be updating the PD Portal page on the TCAL website. Once we get everything built out, we will do some kind of tutorials on how to do different things. So we will be updating the PD Portal page. And also, we will make sure that the DEPDC call center staff are trained in Canvas and how the new PD Portal works, so they're available for help. So we're here 8 to 5 Monday through Friday, but the DEPDC call center agents are available from 7 in the morning till 10 at night, 7 days a week. And they've put the telephone number and the web address there in the chat. So a few final reminders, and then we'll go to a question slide so you can ask any questions. Encourage people to complete as much as they can, and by 9:30. Registering for an asynchronous course in the current PD portal will be cut off at midnight on 9/21. So you can't register for any new asynchronous courses after that date, because then you're not going to have time to complete it. We want to make sure you have time to complete. All current courses must be finished by midnight on 9:30. So I don't know that I mentioned this, although Glenda did when she did the previous webinar. But initially, it's going to be kind of limited in what we have in on-demand courses. We're over here trying very hard to get stuff put together in Canvas and launched, but it will be limited, but we'll keep adding things as we get them completed. And I think they mentioned this, Krista or Megan mentioned this, September 23rd at 2:30, there'll be another informational webinar that's open to everyone. We wanted to have some time with you all as PD coordinators to talk specifically about some of the things that you need, but this one will be open to anybody who wants to attend. And again, as we complete things and build things out, we will be in communication with you and sharing that with you.